working. I think it's working. I think we're getting ready to work, and I think we're working it. We'll see if it takes a second. On a super lag. There we go. Look at the lag. Oh my God. I was so spoiled by the setup we had before. And now I'm like, why must you just going to push this rock up the hill and keep, and I don't care if it rolls back down. I'm just going to keep doing it. Welcome to Sisyphus Mornings with Hal Sparks. This is the morning show. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm here at 9 a.m.-ish when I have technical issues. 9 on the dot, or a little earlier even when I'm not. I'm fixing it today. I will be at it the entire afternoon between now and the afternoon show. Choppy video. I don't know. Again, not internet. It's a very strange thing. I'm curious about the whole, there's this, I don't know, there's no particular reason. Hold on. Oh yes, there we go. Again, I just have to close down all the everything that isn't my software that I need to run the show, which is a tremendous amount of stuff. So, yeah, it's a little max headroom. I'm working on it. You need multiple PCs, not Mac. Well, I have a PC, and that's what I've been doing the show on for a while, and it just decided to flip out last night. Or yesterday. So, right. Anyways, don't worry about it. We'll make it happen. If I'm a little choppy this morning, that's super fun. It'll take it a second to catch up. I'm not quite sure why. It might be, let's see. Maybe it's open pages. Sometimes I have found in the past that there are, if there are other open windows that are just eating too much, it's confused about what to prioritize. That's what it was. There you go. I just switched off one of the feedback pages, and it was just like, oh, I'm sorry. You wanted me to, you were prioritizing this. I thought you were prioritizing all the stuff that you had prepared so that you could come on. That's what makes it difficult to do the show this way. Yes, it's the Chinese spy balloon. I blame the Chinese spy balloon. I absolutely do. I think they just came over here just to give me malware before Serpent ZA and Sea Milk are on Monday. Get a Mac Studio streamers is who they're designed for. Yes, I want to. Currently cannot afford it. So if you'd like to support the show, now's the time. Because unfortunately, you can't modify it later. So you have to kind of go all in. And while they're priced pretty well, to get it to do everything I would need it to do, it almost doubles the baseline price. So honestly, I'm a little burned over the years. Not that there's anything wrong with the Mac Pro I had for years, just locked in there and did the shit that it was supposed to do for a long time. But right now, I'm not sure what they're going to launch, and I've been waiting for, since they have the Mac Studio, a Mac Pro desktop that is also silicon, and that's the thing. Has there been a balloon sighting? No. I mean, here we'll look at it. Yeah, it's a price point issue. Yes, RIP Friday, RIP Portland, hashtag RIP Portland. Please share to anyone you know who might be going to Portland anytime soon. It's gone. It was burned down a long time ago. It doesn't exist, and sad, super sad. Republicans are going nuts over Biden's documents. Please tell us what's going on. Okay, yeah, we can talk through that, Nancy. It'll come up. We've done it a couple of times before. The simple truth is that when the Trump shit was happening, and it was a big deal, when the Biden team, I guess, because I don't think it was an administration related thing, it was some bifurcation, old business versus new business, in playing catch up and clean up post COVID, getting the infrastructure bill passed, all this other kind of stuff, full plate for the last couple of years. And at one point, when they were looking at all this stuff, they were shutting down the Penn Biden Center, yada, yada. And they found what were classified documents amongst a series of boxes of stuff in a storage closet there that was locked at the Penn Biden Center. And so, upon discovery of those, they returned them to NARA and the boxes they were in, even though it included stuff that NARA either didn't know was missing or didn't know or wasn't something that they would want. They just said, we're not going to look any further. It's in here. Just you go through it. We trust you. Then give us back the stuff that, in case there's anything else in there, we don't want to look. So they gave it to NARA, and NARA started doing it. This is in November. It's like right before the election. This is November 6th or something. Late October, something like that. Anyways, afterwards, they just did due diligence, which is what an adult does if you got a leak in the house and it seems to have been from weather or something like that, that you can't know all the places you get all your plumbing checked. It's one of those things. So they went through anywhere that they might have some stuff. And they found some stuff in the garage and in his office at his house. And they checked his Rehoboth home. There was nothing there. They asked the FBI to carry out the further searches. They're like, tell you what, you guys go look for the stuff. We'll let you search wherever you want. Knock yourself out. And they did. And they didn't find anything at the Rehoboth home, but they did find notebooks. The FBI thought that there were notebooks that were during the time that he largely kept for his autobiography and that kind of shit that might have had notes from his time in office that might qualify as such. And so they went, okay, if you think so, tell you what, you take those, give them to the National Archives. They can go through them and then give them back to me when you're done. That's it. That's the whole, that's all of it. Trump fought for a year and a half when NARA said, you have these documents. We know they were here when you before you left, and now they're gone. And it's a lot of stuff, and it's very dangerous. Like we saw both folders and documents in the pictures from the Mar-a-Lago search that said human in it, meaning human intelligence, meaning people put their lives on the line to get this, and it's fucking new. It was it was during the Trump administration. Never mind the thread of stories, the history that will be told of the Trump administration beyond his, shutting down the cops program and the pandemic response team just in time for George Floyd and COVID, because, the art of the deal means thinking ahead. The biggest story from him will be the stories we find out decades from now of dead spies, both of our own and of our allies, because of not just stuff after, but during the Trump presidency, where he was, sinking ships with loose lips. So he fought for a year and a half. They gave him a subpoena, said, while you're responding to the subpoena, put a fucking lock on that door. They said they put a padlock on it. Again, never saying they actually latched the goddamn thing. I would like to say that, like, putting a lock on something and actually locking it are two different things. And he has never said, nor has anybody there said, we locked it. They asked us to add another lock, and we did, and it was locked. Nobody's ever saying that. It's just fucking hanging there. What good is how much would if you were a really committed spy, or even a marginally pedestrian spy, how much would a hanging padlock unlatched slow you down? Even, how about this? How much would one slow you down if it was actually latched? Because I can get into almost any padlock because I was that kind of a teenager. But anyways, so I'm sure Anna de Rothschild went to, padlock school. Anyways, so the Biden team effectively just said, we're just going to deal with the ramifications of this. And by the way, I think Pence and his discovery, same shit. I think they went, fuck, I better check the boxes, because we moved out of there in a big fucking hurry. He found some things too. The funny part for me is the whole, like, there were things from when Biden was in the Senate. No one has made the accusation that I have seen anywhere that that they were there from his time in the Senate. Hal, your hair has reached Lou Diamond Phillips level from Young Guns. Thank you very much. I straightened it because it was I'd had it in a ponytail and I'd been running back and forth, and it was like it was really curly. It was getting really curly. So this is my hair with like 2 minutes with a straightener. It's a good time. Anyways, my son worked as a locksmith. He could open my front door in my vehicle within 30 seconds. Yeah, it's honest to God. I can open any handcuffs with a paperclip. I learned that on Celebricadabra. Seriously. Like, there was a period of time, and I'm not kidding, that when I was traveling to China in the very beginning, that I had considered slitting my skin here, making a small, like, cut on my skin. I'm not kidding. This is my brain at work. And taking a small sliver piece of metal that big and sliding it into that and letting it heal. Forever, if there were ever a moment where I was in some, cuffed or shackled in a really shitty situation, I wouldn't have to wait for Dr. Dr. Chilton to leave his pen with the paperwork that I was looking at so I could swallow the thing. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. That's why I don't have long hair. That in my hair. I love your hair, but you need a trim. Thank you. Thank you very much. I agree. I'm going to go after the ends this afternoon. You'll be fine. Just a little cleanup. It's all good. So anyways, the Biden team knows full well, by the way, that by the time the election rolls around, not only will their concerns about what was there will have petered out, but Trump will be going through the more people investigate it, including Republicans, the more Trump, by contrast, between Biden and even Pence, will look egregiously criminal. And the Biden team knows this. They can't not. They know that compared to what we're talking about with Trump, them doing due diligence, by the way, to find things that NARA never called them and said, hey, you have these documents. No one at NARA ever said, where'd this copy of this thing go in the, as far as, intel. Whereas they absolutely knew entire folders worth of shit were removed during Trump's exit. There was no point where they went, give us that stuff back, and Biden said no. This is the key. It is not about having these things, because I think Malcolm Nance actually made the point, and I think very aptly, that at one point he needed his medical records, and in his medical records there were notes about where he was stationed, and those are technically classified. And when he got his file, and then when he went to, I guess, the VA or wherever he was going, they were like, yeah, there's some classified notes in here about your letter. And so he had to go back to them and say, hey guys, there's stuff in there that's classified that you guys didn't remove when you gave me my copy. I do have a Spoutable account. Somebody was asking, Aldogon. Yes, I do. It's just spoutable.com/Hal Sparks. Hopefully, Boozy and those guys will give me my legacy. I don't know what check they're going to have, my blue seal or something, since it's a whale, a barnacle. Yeah, something like that. My blue barnacle. So yeah, let's see. Hold on. Yes, the maggots are just stupid. They're just walking into this rake, and I'm fine with it. If you want to know how Sparks better, read Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. Yeah, I've read that book. I like that book a lot. It's there are a couple of how to think like a spy books, how to think like Leonardo da Vinci. There are certain books that I feel, and this might be a leftover thing as well from years of martial arts, but most people try to handle things head on. They see a problem, and they either try to avoid it by running this way, or they attack it directly, because especially if they're righteously indignant, especially if they feel they're on the right side of history or what have you. And so they'll dive straight into it, unprepared, quite frankly, for what comes at it. And sometimes, if you're by yourself, you're going to find that it overwhelms you, even if you are right, even if you are prepared. And emotionally, it may just be that the thing is baiting you into a snare. So in martial arts, in Kung Fu Sansu, we'd had a thing called cutting angles, which is instead of fighting this way or even perpendicular to someone, there's a crisscross of, and this shows up in Wing Chun a lot, where you're blocking and cross striking. And so their power might be moving this way, but you're moving that way. And to me, as far as analogies go for dealing with arguments and especially politics, that is so much more useful, especially if you have strong empathy and it's easily weaponized against you. Thanks, Dragonfly. I'm glad you like my hair today. Like I said, I used a straightener on it. Yeah, Wayne Chung. He's a nice guy. Wing Chun. It's there's no G on the end, and it's Wing like the band that Paul McCartney was in after the Beatles, but singular. Anyways, stayed up too late. Oh, Jacqueline, go back. Yeah, take a nap. We'll see you later. You can catch up later, I promise. By the way, let's say hi to the chat room since we're in here while it's we're jerking around on this thing. Now I moved myself out, so my little green screen isn't working as much as I'd like. I gotta slide this thing over. Hi everybody. You gonna Wang Chung tonight? That is none of your goddamn business. Okay? All right? Okay? Mind your manners. Okay? TMI. All right. Happy Friday. The future is indeed Friday. We're gonna be I'm gonna start doing on Fridays, because we've been talking about AI recently. I'm going to start diving into some of that stuff. Yes, Chun like Remo Williams, exactly. Except Chun and Remo Williams was Korean. It's another thing. Anyways, thanks. I'm glad you like the colored shirt. I realized the other day when I've been, because I've been wearing jackets during the afternoon show, that most of my jackets are black and you can't see my hair. So it just disappears into them. So I'm like, I gotta get some light colored jackets. Yeah. There's some, stuff that at least sets it off. Greg Kelly got into a bus. Oh my God, Greg Kelly's flip out this morning. Also, can we jump into the trends? Can we do this? It's freaking Saturday out. All right, where are you? Bloody Australians, where are you? Remo Williams was a nice film. TV series pilot is different. I agree. I love the film. I've said I want to do it. I want to remake it with me as obviously Remo, and I want Ken Jeong to play Chun. I'm just saying. I think he'd be fantastic. I'm serious. He'd have to learn some martial arts, I suppose, but not much, because the martial arts that Chun did was basically magic. And as politically incorrect as it is right now in the world, Joel Grey is lovely as Chun. I love that character and that person. And yeah. So would you do it these days? No, you wouldn't do it. But it wasn't like some sort of like Mickey Rooney bullshit. He was a character with depth that you cared about, and he would piss you off and gross you out, and yet you aspired to want to him to like you. It was like everything a character should be in that regard. I don't know how to give gifts and subs on YouTube. I don't either, David. I'm very confused about that stuff. We'll work it out. We need more men like Hal. Let's not talk about AI. We're going to have to at some point, Panic Survivor, if you want to actually survive. You ever read the Remo Williams books? You mean The Destroyer? Yes, I have. As a matter of fact, I read them because I wanted to remake the movie. It's been a goal of mine for a long time. I think I look a bit like Fred Ward. I favor. It's not a leap, right? Okay. Real quick. This came up this morning because there's this whole, like, Sam Stein is saying the music industry isn't used to queer artists. And because his album isn't selling that well. And my honest response to this is, fuck you. Like, you don't get to show up on the scene and effectively use your status in any particular community as a way to, to basically stand out in a field, and then erase everybody else who came before you. Fuck Boy George, fuck George Michaels, fuck Freddie Mercury, like Annie Lennox, anybody who David Bowie, anybody who doesn't allegedly fuck hair metal, like any gender non-conforming previous iteration of artists, like maybe, just maybe, you suck. And I mean, it's not my kind of music anyways, but for fuck's sake, like, you don't get to erase everybody that came before you because you've decided that your best ticket to the front of the line in publicity is to pretend you're the first on the scene. Elton John, exactly. Liberace, like, get the Alice Cooper, everybody, the fuck out of here with this shit. And here's the thing, it's basically, there is very little difference. Here you go. Here's some fire for you. There is very little difference between what Sam Smith is doing to the existence of Boy George, George Michael, Elton John, fucking Rocky Horror Picture Show, David Bowie, like men with long hair in all iterations of rock music. There's very little difference between what he's doing to that history and what DeSantis is trying to do with black history in Florida. Just erase it from existence. Just pretend it didn't happen. Because it doesn't serve you. Like, it's like so dickish. Fuck that. Anyway, so here's our Boy George was topping this, and I was wondering why. I was like, oh no, did he get arrested chaining another boy toy to a hotel wall? Oh dear, he just got out of that and he's able to tour again, and then whoops, no, and it was because of the Sam Smith stuff. Yeah, which, by the way, good for him. Also, there is, far from, look at all these other people in here. I'd imagine a dumber statement, right? Little Richard, the Village People, Freddie Mercury, Rob Halford, Bowie, George Michaels, Adam Lambert. Like, exactly. It's just, like, and the other thing is that, like, we can have a long conversation about what it means to be non-binary and the like. And it still doesn't change the fact that I don't have to think that Rachel Dolezal is black. And so just because someone says they are something does not automatically mean they are. Do I care up front? No. If somebody asks me to use they, them pronouns or he, her, in vacillation, I don't care. I will. Because it's about being polite, respectful. But respect is earned. And so this kind of stuff, when he says something like this, makes me take it less seriously. It makes it more like Harry Styles' performance art. Which, again, nothing wrong with that, but it's not. It's an act of artistic choice, not a walk in oppression. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, when you say shit like that, I'm like, all right, okay. Now you're just shitting over everybody who's come before you, who's the people who, by the way, life-wise, literally lived through Stonewall, literally lived through death threats and shit being who they were, when in modern life, you're not experiencing a 5% of that, if any. Which is, by the way, equal to almost anybody who's just on social media at any given time. Especially on our side. Craig Kelly loves Boy George. It must torture him then. Right, and AIDS, exactly. Maybe he should be in WWE. Right, it's because he's being a heel. So, who cares about an artist's sexuality if you like their music? I agree, but again, what's a lot of thank you so much for the super chat so I can buy 666 Fifth Avenue. Thank you, GMP. That's really sweet. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention patreon.com/HalSparks is why the show happens. Thank you guys so much. You may be helping to buy a new computer, kids. If this one, I think I'll be able to salvage it. Should be fine, but I am going to have to, I have a feeling I'm going to have to start from scratch and reload everything this afternoon. Buy 2 new hard drives and just wipe them, and it's not going to be fun. But anyways, love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Super chats, super thanks if you're watching this later, because you had to have a nap because you worked the night shift. Bless you. And of course on Twitch, subs is what keeps us going. So you can have them and gift them. There you go. I wish the DOJ would go after Scientology. Yeah, it's hard to do. It just is, because there's enough true believers who've been in it for decades now. Another conversation for another time, though. It's worth having. Now, this is obviously huge because of the jobs report. And this morning, the Bloomberg reaction was fucking hysterical. They were like, here we go. Oh, dear. The Fed is going to be irate. Yeah. It's because none of this has anything to do with the Fed's monetary policy. None of it. Everything the Fed is doing is not going to do. It's not going to change shit because they're solving for the wrong problem. There you go. Wait, what? Look at this shit. 570,000 in January. So Orwellian. They cut the chocolate rations to 20 grams and tell you it's an increase. By the way, job participation also went up corresponding to it. So it's not just that. That's the part that's fucking everybody. This is what this is a story on the right that you hear all the time. That, yeah, but nobody's working, so people have just given up. So, let's hold on. Let me grab one thing real quick. Man, that's slow. I'm not quite sure why. It shouldn't be that tough. Whoops. Let's go to here. I'll show you the Bloomberg thing. Thank you so much for the super chat. Now let's see. Okay, here we go. So this has been changing all fucking morning. And they've been like, what the hell? Very upsetting for everybody. Oh, shit. I got to sign back in? Mother. Hold on. I got an account on this thing so I could show you this stuff. Sided. Literally, where's my thing? I've got to sign back in. You big dummy. Log in. Where's my sign in? There it is. Where are you? Where'd it go? What the fuck? Did I do it that way? I think so. Hold on. Wait, nope. Damn it. I'm on a different computer, so I can't look at it. All right. Grab something else. Anyways, I took a picture of it because I was thinking ahead. Give me 1 second. I'll show you I'll scroll back up here because it's in here. Yeah, so this is unemployment fell to 3.4% in January, lowest rate since 1969. As long as I've been alive, this is the lowest it's been. Like this, it hasn't been this low since I was born. And then, where was the other one? I say so many charming and funny things. And yes, by the way, spoutable.com/Hal Sparks. There you go. You can follow me on there till I get it. It's official. Till I get an official thing. Where is it? Son of a bitch. Oh, it's gonna take a second. Look at this. It's just this little computer is working way hard. This was funny too. The 66% of Americans disapprove of the job Joe Biden is doing on the economy. Literally, like I think they sent this out or prepped sending it out like a couple days ago. Anyways, like they just, these are definitely auto-populate, and it just fucked up, and it came out when the stats were dropped, when the job stats were dropped, and there was, where the fuck is it? I'll find it. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So this is part of this is something I grabbed off of Bloomberg. U.S. adds 517,000 jobs, far exceeding the estimate. The estimate was like 118,000. Like everybody was like, even if it's better than this, it's still gonna suck. Like, and then 517,000 jobs. They're like, like everybody was losing their shit this morning. The ketchup packets were flying. And here's the thing. Look at this right here. 25,000 increase in construction jobs is pretty amazing considering how residential construction has been shrinking for many quarters now, given the jump in mortgage rates since the Fed started hiking. The economy is proving much more resilient to the most aggressive course the Fed monetary tightening since the 1980s than pretty much anyone would have expected. Okay, a couple things. And I don't know if he knows this. Perhaps he's new. When Volcker used every tool in his toolbox to jack up interest rates to try and salvage the economy from the Reagan tax cuts and Reagan's monetary policy. Preceding that, there was no worldwide pandemic that shut down everything. I would just like to be clear about that. In case anybody thought there was a great pandemic of 1980 or 1981, there wasn't. And therefore, the monetary policy that solved that problem did not have a part of the equation that involved the entire fucking world shutting down. And I can't grasp why even the 2008 crash didn't shut shit down the way the pandemic did, and didn't certainly have the ongoing cascading effects. China's about to have their own version of the credit default swap subprime mortgage collapse of 2008 on their own. By its bigger than anything, it's just singular to China and any people outside the China that were idiotic enough to invest in Chinese real estate, which you almost can't do. So in many ways, their rules saved everyone from slitting their own throats. But there was no pandemic previous to that. There just wasn't, like, to 2008, there wasn't one in the 80s. Every one of these people talking about, well, the economy, normally in the economy, you see something like, motherfucker, there's nothing like this. We are reshoring factories at an incredible clip. The entire world is bugging out of China right now. And there's a war on. There isn't an analog. How careful. Windows updates are causing blue screen of death. Just happened to me this morning. It's recoverable, but pain in the... It might have already happened to me, Spicy Dragon. I might have gotten a version of that. And thank you for the super chat. You're absolutely right. So fingers crossed. We'll see. But I'm sure this guy is, Chris Yancey, is a qualified member of the people at Bloomberg, and I don't think he's an idiot. But all of these fuckers haven't, to have such a ginormous fucking blind spot around this shit is just, it's absurd. Why is my camera tilting all of a sudden? Where are you going? There you go. It's just, how do you run an equation that complex and that big and not put in, let's see, okay, job market, population times the GDP functioning structure and profitability and production increases by a certain 20%. And then what about the fucking pandemic where everything shut down and there was like $20 trillion in current and future financial losses? Just put an X there and percent it. X equals 1. We'll tell it later. Blah, blah. Like, that's how they're solving this problem. It makes no fucking sense to me. I don't know. And again, is there not an editor at Bloomberg or CNBC or Fox Business or any of these fucking places that isn't pulling their fucking hair out while people are discussing this shit across? Well, last time T-bills took a spike like this. There wasn't a fucking pandemic a year and a half before that, like, triggered the whole fucking thing. I don't get it. Bob, thank you so much for the super chat. He said, Hal, you're a wonderful LGBTQ ally. 100%. Well, yes. And even to the point where I can call bullshit on the other so-called allies who seem to be hell-bent on slicing up the community. Fuck me. It's so weird. Let's see. Anyway, so that stuck out to me as just kind of like next level fucking dumb. Now, obviously, China. This is because Anthony Blinken's not going to China. And this is here we've got a tanky over here. Wow, I can't believe China accidentally floated a balloon over the U.S. Here's a totally unrelated map. First of all, that's not true. I don't know where the fuck this guy is. And this is protecting Taiwan and the South China Seas. This has, by the way, this has fuck all to do with China. These guys right here, see this? These guys are flying around making sure ships don't get hijacked. Also, I don't know what the fuck this icon is. Like, they're all fighter jets with American flags, flying saucers. It's adorable. Keep trying, tanky. Yeah, and here's the map. This is the Earth spinning. Here's central China. This is the path the balloon took. This car runs into this kid's mom, and then the kid kicks the car. Can't show it to you because a woman gets hit by a car. Unless China is working with the Biden administration to help find some of these missing documents that are scattered all over the United States, this is unacceptable. They are. That's why Trump's going to jail, dummy. John Tester. Yeah, so there's the balloon again. Shooting down the China balloon. Fuck me. What if it's full of pathogens? What if that? Just think for that for a second. Just run that. These people believe that China sent a bioweapon during Trump, and the hand job he gave Xi Jinping was the perfect response. Here's an idea. Maybe the balloon's full of COVID-23. Just float in that one. Just think a little past the end of your fucking nose. By the way, they are gonna collapse it and catch it. They're just making sure it won't land on people in the process. There's also maritime rules about this, that if it lands on private property, it belongs to the person. We went through this with a nuclear warhead in South Carolina in the fucking 50s. All you need is for it to land on some farmland that a Chinese company has a stake in, and then there you go. There's your can of worms. Fucking think shit through, people. God damn. Just this guy loves him. Stop saying that if Trump were president, he'd shoot down the balloon. If Trump were president, they wouldn't have flown it there in the first place. There were multiple balloons like this during the Trump administration. We're now finding that out. Every article about this is like, we've seen a few of these over the last few years, and specifically the last 7 years, mostly during the Trump administration. This is the first one we've seen during the Biden administration, and we know about it. It's news. There were these balloons during the Trump administration. He didn't say fucking anything. You know why? Because he wanted to get his bullshit trade deal through while they were attacking us with a bioweapon. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, while they were attacking us with a bioweapon, the likes of which we've never seen. Hold on. Oh, this one. Sorry. What? Does this work? Where do you go? Oh, come on. I'll just put it up in here. I guess it's not working. Oh, it's because it's behind. Where'd it go? I see. Hold on. There we go. See if it takes forever. I don't know what's... My satire button isn't working. It's so sad. Just it's satire, YouTube. Calm down. All right. I'm quoting someone's idiocy, not making up my own fresh. Oh, by the way, yeah, this is footage of a Chinese police officer. Yeah, that's a woman. This goes on for a long time. Woman's filming him. He's yelling at her to stop filming him. He's kneeling on her throat. Basically, the goal is he's doing it until she passes out. He's just... She at one point like tries to turn away because she's starting to lose consciousness, and then this other girl steps in and tries to help her up, and he just says, fuck it, and splits. It's gnarly. This is gross. And the poor girl, like, I can't necessarily, show you the rest of it. Here's, hi. Yeah, I know, I'm doing my best. It's a little silly. Yeah. Hi, love you. Huh? Yeah, I'm trapped in here. I can't even, like, my normal thing is I could run over and say hi or whatever, but I'm literally tied to the... Do you need anything? No, I'm good. I've got coffee and they're awesome. They're being great today. Thank you. Love you. Summer says hi. Yeah, here's Jimmy telling everybody that your enemy is not China, your enemy is not Russia, your enemy is the military-industrial complex. Because China and Russia don't have military-industrial complexes. Are you out of your fucking mind? What is he... Where does he think China and Russia get their military from? They grow on the tank tree? Fucking stupid. They said the U.S. was a civilian airship used for research. Mainly meteorological purposes. Yeah, they was just checking to see which way the wind blows. China regrets the unintended entry of the airship into U.S. airspace. Well, now we got to take it down and check their word. Person directly familiar with the matter tells NBC News on Chinese spy balloon, we do it to them with satellites and drones, and many of the unidentified aerial phenomena sightings are believed to be Chinese aircraft, and China spies on U.S. daily in far more damaging ways. The military was saying, like, there's nothing from this balloon that they're not getting from their spy satellites. And as soon as the balloon came, into U.S. airspace, or even before, quite frankly, when it was over Canada, the Air Force saw it and started, closing the drapes on military bases that it was flying over. It's like, fucking hell. Sec Blinken postponing his trip to China was the right move. Agreed. So we're sending American tanks into a quagmire in Europe, but we do not deal with China balloon. It's easy. Send this guy up. Do it. No China balloons over America. Oh, yeah. By the way, Greg Kelly has been flipping the fuck out over this balloon. It's been hilarious. Like, it's like he's taking it so personally. About dangerous balloon from China. That's a balloon! The balloon The balloons. Just because they say it, I love how they're like, China says it's this or whatever, and that it's an accidental thing, and of course they're going to say that. And the idea that somehow that because they say that, everybody in the administration or in the military now, because Biden's in charge, is going to go, oh, okay, like it just like it's embarrassing. Yeah, I don't know who needs to hear this, but here we go. China already has spy satellites that can see everything that balloon is capturing. Why won't Joe Biden shoot it down? Balloon is your rallying cry today. You don't understand how any of this works. That is true. Just China's literally encircled by 450 U.S. military bases in the South Pacific. How can you encircle someone on one side? I'm requesting a Gang of 8 briefing. Do you want? Should we send him balloons? Jesus Christ, that would be so. I'm going to send him balloons with just a message like, "Here, punch this." The adults are working. Yeah. Air Force sounds alarmed about Chinese land by on doorstep. Yeah, this is the other thing too. Marge set this up as well. And Solomon put this out. Chinese land by on doorstep of key airspace base in North Dakota. This is like somebody buying. They buy gas stations and the like. Let's see. They put 370 acres of land to build a corn factory 12 miles from Grand Forks Air Force Base is a significant threat to national security. Dear God, they're going to be whispering. It's the whispering corn. It's the Chinese of the corn. Panica, panica, panica. Oh, dear God. Is a threat to American sovereignty and not just an isolated, as Gallagher says. Yeah, I know. It happened during the Trump administration. They did it. And nothing. Over the middle of the U.S. Yeah, so everybody, if you want to go outside, and if you live in, in Iowa, it's a good time to give the finger to the sky temporarily, I guess. If the Chinese spy balloon is violating our airspace, why not take it down? We assess that it does not pose a risk on the ground as it is traversing the continental United States. They sent it as a test. They got their answer. Late stage republic. Oh, God. Late stage republic. Motherfucker, they have a bunch of them drifting over. We still have satellites. Oh, this is so stupid. This is Glenn Beck. Oh, Captain Conspiracy. The Chinese spy balloon is coincidentally hovering at the necessary altitude for an EMP attack. I doubt that's what it is, but it's gathering some very disturbing intelligence. China can fly something like this over America, and Biden will do nothing. Well, it's not the first one, so obviously Trump didn't do anything either. Also, again, it's full of pathogens. I'm just going with the balloon is full of COVID 2023. The people who believe the China they attacked us with a China virus want people to pop a giant balloon. What is happening? She's eating a live spider. Okay, get out of here. That's nasty. On back of these Chinese efforts at Germany, pretty horrible timing for that surveillance balloon. Some heads rolling in Beijing. So weather balloon blew, of course, into Montana. What precisely was the intended course? Thanks, Ben. Yeah, we'll get that right to their desk. We'll ask. What was the intended course? Oh shit. Well, it's obviously got stabilizers on the bottom of it. So the argument they would make is that it was checking weather patterns and airflow around their territory in South China Seas, and then went up too high and compensators weren't strong enough. And like, do you have to, what do you do? Just, what are you doing? Trying to hand them a lie? Nope. Don't see any sexual assault up there either. I'm shocked he even saw it. So let me get this straight. Jim Jordan can see the spy balloon from his fucking yard, but he misses years of sexual assault on campus while he's working as a wrestling coach. What do you know? What are the odds? Shoot down the balloon. It's a Laura Ingram. It's a literal trial balloon. China is laughing at us. Now they got bigger fish to fry, fucko. This is so, like, again, the whole, like, they're laughing at us thing belies an easily embarrassed shame reflex in some members, especially, people like Ingram and people certainly like Trump. Where they think that it's all high school or middle school even. Everything's fucking middle school to these assholes. If it was a genuine strategy, they'd be like, well, they saw it. Oops. Captain Deplorable 45. He's doing a Trump impersonation, you can tell about you. Okay, there you go. Far right sucks off Russia, far left sucks off China. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Sent the high altitude to test countermeasures, and DoD didn't want to reveal methods of attack on a non-hostile craft. This type of balloon would carry EMP signal jammers undetected. They may be related to what we're stocking Taiwan with. Cool. Like, yeah, sure. I'm great. Let's hear the chess match. This is a must-watch to understand why this isn't super easy and why China may be using a balloon versus a satellite. It's kind of my thing. I had to put this in. All right, cool. Maybe we'll watch a bit of that later in the afternoon show. That can happen. Trip to China has been postponed after U.S. officials identified as a Chinese spy balloon was detected. Okay, yeah, it's good that he's not going. and Hannity's like I love the attitude. Oh, sure. Like that's the level of commentary you're getting from the right from these things. Like A, of course they're gonna say that. B, who gives a shit? Both don't get to fly over our airspace without us paying attention to it and taking countermeasures. All the while, again, yeah. For all the like shoot it down, pop it, people, like my big answer is what if it's full of pathogens? What if that's the trick? You fucking putz. Hey, Bob Seska. He would have loved to have been on the show this morning, but he's busy. He's a busy guy. But he's going to come on next week. We're in a very Dark Brandon is trending because of the yeah. Fox is having a challenge with Dark Brandon's amazing job numbers. Yeah. The stock market is in trouble. It's only at 34,000. Fucking hell. This is terrible. It's down almost 0.21 percentage points. This would have never happened under Trump. Yeah. Where I wanted to find the Jesus. Yeah, this is a tough day for them, and all you're gonna hear is the clamoring about but it's a yeah much better than there we go. Piers Newsmax is a believer in Dark Brandon. Dark Brandon rips GOP after Unity pledge. Yeah, I'm trying to find one of them that said, okay, there you go. Yeah. Agreed. Where's I keep looking for the one that's like that's got participation in it. Who dares mock Dark Brandon now? Joe Biden keeps rolling up. Yeah, the wins. Yeah, this is. I have to say this is probably one of my favorites. Like it almost. I'm almost hoping he grows the goatee. Yeah, we're at 64% participation in the job market. It went up. I'm trying to find somebody who will also put that in there. Yeah, lowest unemployment rate in 50 years, lowest poverty uninsured rates ever. GDP growth at plus 3+%. Best recovery in G7. Dollar strong. 2 jobs per unemployed person. Elevated wage gains. New business starts. Trade deficit. Budget deficit down. Like, come on. At a certain point, like, how do these people just not feel like I mean, they got it. I guess, what do they got? What are they going to do? Run on their immigration plan? They don't have one. What are they going to do? Run on their on increasing the military? They want to cut it. What are they going to run on? Saving Social Security? They want to get rid of it. They can't even marshal their fucking people together for any of these tasks. Oh, Jesus. Dark Brandon drinks MAGA tears. Yeah, this is also the other thing where they're trying to like co-opt it. It's really, yeah, it's not working. Yeah, it's so good. Decided to post, yeah. Did this come before China admitted it was theirs? Baller move, Dark Brandon. It kind of did, actually. Yes, it did. They'd been talking about it all morning, and they hadn't gotten a statement from China at all. What's the matter, Republicans? Dark Brandon got your sacks. Do it. Crash the economy and create a crisis. Yeah, knock yourself the fuck out, guys. That. And this, like the Bloomberg,
the unemployment rate falls to 3.4%. And I'm saying, oh my goodness, because look at the jobs created. 517,000 jobs. I don't think there was a weather effect there. And this kind of doesn't make ADP look great. So 517,000 jobs created. Private payrolls up 443,000. 19,000 manufacturing jobs. So those who were looking at the ISM reports and thinking that the manufacturing was shriveling and dying, not happening. As I mentioned, unemployment goes to 3.4% from 3.5%, and it looks like average hourly earnings come in.
Also, by the way, notice how they are showing the stock market instead of the stats he's reading, because the market hates full employment. The market hates wage growth. They consider it a drag on businesses, and especially the parts of the market that do not reside in the United States. Foreign investors like two things. They like choked off dying American companies that move their factories overseas or move their sort of functional material work overseas while gutting the American.
To come out, the unemployment rate falls to 3.4%. And I'm saying, oh my goodness, because look at the jobs created. 517,000 jobs. I don't think there was a weather effect there. And this kind of doesn't make ADP look great. So 517,000 jobs created. Private payrolls up 443,000. 19,000 manufacturing jobs. So those who were looking at the ISM reports and thinking that the manufacturing was shriveling and dying, not happening. As I mentioned. to 4.4%. There's a base effect and maybe some rounding on a three-digit number because the expectation was for 4.3, but it does show continued progress. Average weekly hours, 34.7. That's a major jump for that category from 34.3. Labor force participation rate, 62.4%. It was 62.3%. So we've had some major gains here on the employment side, and I guess we'll have to wait just a minute to get to Neil Dutta because he's running around his room, opening champagne and jumping up and down. But this is a shockingly good report because we see a big gain in jobs without a big gain in earnings. And
Why did my mic go off? What happened? I've been tricked. Shit. Was I talking that whole time on my mic went? Thank you, James, for the super chat. Holy shit. When did that drop out? How long have I been talking without a mic? That's aggravating. I'm sorry. I saw that. I see it now, but I was reading a story. Was it when? Could you hear the clip? You could hear the clip, right? Okay, good. All right. Hear you now, and you could hear the clip. Yes, for a long time. Shit, I don't know. It's because the mic's over here and not over here, and I didn't touch it. I didn't do anything. I'm haunted. It's the Chinese spy balloon. I'm blaming the Chinese spy balloon. But you guys did hear you guys heard get out of here. 2 or 3 minutes. Okay. Yes, the clip was solid. Okay. Okay. So, and it was loud. I see. Hold on one second. So the point I wanted to make is he couldn't get out of the clip at the end until he just without being a dick. By saying, the jobs are up, but at least the wages aren't up. And the reason they're happy about that is that people were they're not needing bonuses to be baited back to the workforce. Now I'm going to be staring at the mute light on my mic all fucking the rest of the show. Shit. So what he means is that while people are going back to work, the wages aren't going up. So that might make the Fed go 25 basis points instead of 50. And it doesn't matter anyways because the Fed is solving a problem that doesn't exist. And that's all this is. I don't know how much plainer to put it. The Fed is solving for the wrong problem. We do not have monetary inflation. We do not have a system that is flush with cash, that has nowhere to go and not enough goods. We don't, horseshit. We had inventory problems all the way leading up to Christmas and afterwards. There's the dollar is worth $1.02. The entire myth about money printer go burr and all we did was print money to fix the economy when, like I said, $20 trillion worth of net worth and actual business cash got just fucking evaporated during COVID and after. Thank you, James. And by the way, Baltano says, Hal, you ever feel like an old fart like me? No, I feel like a completely different old fart. I mean, I don't know. Every old fart has his own experience, I think, Balthanos, I'm pretty sure. But no, I don't, actually. But it might be it might be my exercise and food regimen. It might be the FMT. Who can say? FMT is fecal material transplant. It's the way people are staying young. Just if I just sent you down a internet hole, and I apologize, but it's not any worse than the hole that you'll see when you go looking down it. All right. So, anyways, back to me being able to be heard. What pronouns are you using today? Same ones as always. My pronouns are whatever ones you think best describe me to a stranger, because I believe personally that pronouns aren't about me. They're about you. Right? I get, look at my hair. I get misgendered all the time. Who's the hot chick with the broad shoulders? I hear it. You don't think I hear you? When I'm walking through Best Buy, you don't hear it? You don't think I know? All right. So if somebody, if I walk by two gay men and they go, ugh, smell her, about me, which has happened, who gives a fuck? Use whatever pronoun makes you comfortable, and you can request people, because who uses your pronouns in front of you wrong intentionally, except some prick that's just being mean? If your Walmart is just mullet man, only if I put my hair behind my ears, and then it's like super mullet. This is what it's called, instant mullet. There you go. How about that? Oh, thanks, Naked Bat. Yes, my stud muffin is a great one for me. All right, so stud/muffin. This basically this has to do with like salon, it calling out exactly what's happening on the right, which is he's making them fucking lose their minds. U.S. Senate Republicans put Biden on notice over debt ceiling. They have decided to destroy their chances in 2024 by being like idiots, by just shooting themselves in the foot and then trying to run a three-legged race. I can't believe Dark Brandon knocked down the wall that Trump never built, that Mexico never paid for. That's a lot of jobs. That's a lot of jobs. Average monthly growth. Yeah. And by the way, that is, again, you have to talk about the fact that, recognize what COVID did to the economy. And so part of this is commensurate with that. It is follow-on regains on top of that. But there is no guarantee, and there never was, that coming out of that, automatically you're going to regain all those jobs back and continue to grow. It's hindsight is 2020, but these motherfuckers act like it was, well, yeah, of course. No. There is no guarantee in any of this shit. Life is murky and gooey and fucked up. Oh yeah, bros, Dark Brandon is so over. Updated one day ago. It's a GIF, dickhead. You have to actually, or a picture. You have to see all approval. You have to go look at it again, because, just wait. That's actually true. The only president ever to cut the deficit by more than $1 trillion in a single year. Again, part of that is us coming out of, if not COVID, the Delta variant effect. Again, who smokes crack to fall asleep? I mean, all I got to say is that's like boss level crack addict. That there's got to be like Dark Hunter as well at some point. Dark Brandon executing order 517,000. Yeah, there we go. U.S. manufacturing are investing in a lot of construction. The value of construction put in place. And by the way, this is the part that the guy that I was showing you earlier, Mike's still on. The guy that I was showing you earlier was like, I don't get all this construction shit because residential sales are down. Well, A, they were overspiked anyways. People were like, fuck, I'm going to be working from home from now on. So in the last 2 years, since COVID, people have been buying houses. They've been at an incredible clip, quite frankly. And it drove a big boom. And then there was so much so that you had a shortage of wood and all kinds of other stuff that had to do with demand as much as it had to do with supply chain issues. Now it's commercial construction, specifically not office blocks, but factories. And then beyond that, all the infrastructure shit that's happening. U.S. manufacturers are investing in a lot of construction. The value of construction put in place monthly by private manufacturers surged starting in spring of 2022, adjusted for inflation and construction costs. The value was 17% higher in December 22 than in December 2019. Look at that. Look at that chart. What the hell happened here? Okay, here's December. Here's February 21. This is here you go. Here's basically here's the election, and then Biden gets in. Flam. Just fucking. That is like that is an enormous stat. I'm retweeting that so I can have it later. I, like others, expected a recession for most of 2022 to occur around the turn of the year. I was pretty consistent with this call, having first made it in March, April. Hasn't happened yet, at least in the data currently available. Why? Could help explain why construction employment has remained strong. Because we're still recovering from COVID, and the investment in infrastructure and the Rescue Act that Biden got through actually was still rebuilding, not flooding the market with money that was inevitably going to lead to a money printer go burr crash. You dumb sons of bitches. The principal reason is the missing construction layoffs. Mortgage rates shot up from 3 to 7%, making home buying unaffordable for many folks. Normally, one expects a slowdown in construction activity and layoffs, but construction employment is at all-time highs. Meanwhile, construction activity did slow down. Total investment activity in structures is down by almost $150 billion since its high in 2021. That's because of the type of projects. For 40 workers on a house, like over the course of it, maybe 25, somewhere between 40 and 25 workers over the course of the building of a house, depending on size, single family home to a mansion, McMansion thing, individually out, splattered over time, versus giant building that has this takes up the same amount of ground as maybe 8 of those houses and uses probably half the workers. And more of those coming in, never mind. It's like fucking hell. So, as Don White has flagged, we'd expect huge layoffs in the construction sector given this change. Some simple models for me, that's what they were expecting. That's why they expect it. For me, indicated expected layoffs in the neighborhood of 500 to 800,000 jobs, and with multipliers, that would be 1 to 3 million total losses. That's a real recession. Thus, the missing recession really boils down to the missing construction layoffs. Why haven't those occurred yet? Some possibilities. They will. Maybe, but I don't see any sign of them in the data yet. Still, that's it. That's okay. 2 is after that. Still, here's some reasons for expecting layoffs to eventually come. As any boom is followed by some, sure. 2, the extraordinary backlog of homes demand due to pandemic changes in the economy. Yes, this is true. This is a possible explanation, but presumably at some point runs out. Yes, but we still are short 7 million fucking homes in the country. Not to mention apartment buildings in all major cities and rebuilding them, knocking down smaller ones and building taller ones in places like California, like where previously people were afraid to build apartment structures higher than I guess 3 stories in most places because of earthquakes. Have figured it out because of engineering and changes in construction quality and the available materials, that they can now build an 8-story building where they could only build a 3-story building before. So they're going to knock the 3-story building down and they're going to build an 8-story one. That's how this works. By the way, that's how it's worked since people knocked down saloons from the Old West to build a bigger hotel. Like, Christ almighty. The principal reason is the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act passed in 2021. As I pointed out at the time, the IIJA is going to further fuel inflation. This is his idea. Because the fucking construction jobs, like I said, didn't cause it. Policymakers are leaning forward with stimulus as favorable economic winds blow at their backs. We didn't need this infrastructure thing. They're just creating jobs for no good reason. Motherfucker, they're building things that other businesses are built on. It's deflationary. Let me give you a little, hometown analogy. I hate these, but it'll work. You drive back and forth to work on the same fucking road. Most people ride the same 3 roads all the time. And it's full of potholes. And over time, that costs you in car maintenance and repairs and flat tires and all kinds of shit an extra $3,000. And the government fixes it, and that's every car. Let's say every 2/5 of the cars. Maybe some of them are newer and can handle it for a little while longer. Long term, it might hurt them, but you got an old clunker, and hitting those potholes fucks your car up. 2 out of 5 cars, it's going to add an extra $3,000 of work, and that is, by the way, from an infrastructure standpoint on the general economy, that's repair costs and parts and people who supply the parts and trucks that drive the parts to get it to your fucking mechanic that adds it and says, while we're at it, we need to change your doohickey because it's attached to the wrong flangmadoodle, and those are really expensive these days because they don't make them anymore. But it's okay. My cousin has a 3D printer and he makes them. So all those costs caused by that bumpy road, when you fix the road, are, if not completely eradicated, diminished by 2/3. So you get to go on. Now, that affects those businesses. They don't have a bunch of flood of money coming in from the bumpy road that was helping them buy a boat because they live off of the damage from manhole covers and shitty infrastructure around streetlights that cause more accidents and the inability of a city to budget more stop signs and all that fucking shit. You give them the ability to do that, car accidents go down. Damage to car that has to be repaired, your fuel efficiency is better because you're not braking right before you hit the bump that's always there, or braking right before the hole and then speeding up again. All those costs are ultimately deflationary. It's money you don't have to come up with to spend and put someplace else. It goes elsewhere. I'm just saying that a busted toilet is inflationary for plumbers. But for you, it's like money you would have spent elsewhere. So quality of life goes down. Which I guess quality of life, you have a busted toilet is kind of measured in moments, in the moment to moment. This stuff going into, here you go, 2023, it's going to be a $38 billion of federal spending on construction and other projects kicking in. In 2024, it'll be closer to $54 billion. Assuming some multipliers, these go a long way to offsetting a big chunk of the decline in private structure spending. Right. It's not stacked on top of it, dumb fuck. That's exactly the point. As one market slows down for construction workers, another market speeds up, and now they've got another job. Ignore the decline in direct spending here. That's largely the offsets from reduced spending on pharma or subsidies to GSEs. He's like, but ignore the part where federal spending is going down because we're no longer having to pay for free testing or vaccinations for everybody because pretty much everybody's vaccinated or got herd immunity, and we've moved out of the waters largely with that, and that the booster system is going to be uniquely less expensive than trying to get 70% of the fucking populace vaccinated. In other words, I suspect builders are holding on to employees because the money being spent by Uncle Sam on construction are going to start kicking in this year. Given a historically tight labor market where employees seem to have all the power, they'd rather hold on to the workers. Why lay off your workers now if you expect real difficulty in hiring them back if building starts to pick up, particularly for non-residential construction? Financial conditions have eased significantly since September. Stocks, mortgages, rates, the dollar. Okay. Burdur. Jesus. What is that? Okay. What about the tire sales? If we remove the nails from the road, who'll sell tires? Yeah, exactly. What about trickle-down economics from a leaky roof? Power flush toilets are high-tech. Agreed. Thanks, Andrea, for sharing that. Yeah, that is my spoutable. If anybody wants to follow me on there, if you're gonna join over there. Money to derp, and believe me, these fuckers are all over the place. I'm one of the best things. By the way, one of the best things about all this shit, all of this, is we just did that bit with fucking Larry Kudlow, on that clip with Larry Kudlow on Gutfeld's show. And you got, it's, what's really good is knowing that he's having the most miserable fucking morning today. So good. Hashtag Biden boom. Then Jewish space later. Biden worst president ever. God damn it. Why are all these jobs? Why are these jobs? This so-called Biden boom is a bunch of dumb leftist knuckleheads manipulating data to cover for Biden's worst president ever. Yes, the leftist knuckleheads on Fox Business. Maria Bartiromo, you leftist knucklehead. Record high inflation. No longer record high, by the way. High gas and fuel prices compared to what? They're all going to... Suicide. Fentanyl deaths. Higher under Trump, by the way. And these clowns are spiking the football. Ba da ba da. Ambulance. Somebody has to say it. Biden worst president ever. Why aren't they shooting it down? Here's you out to buy eggs in the future. Want eggs, you got to play the game. Not how it works. You can't just walk up and find some dude selling eggs. Thanks, man. It won't fucking matter. Biden slaps 20-year mining ban on state land, gives more power to China. The fuck? Try again. Well, that's one we'll have to look up. Uh-oh. Oh, this is the Biden handling of the border. Uh-huh. Why would... I don't even know why he's trying to handle it. Isn't it... You just allow it to happen? Him fighting against satanic pedo bunch has my support. Okay. So he's supporting my respect to Putin and Russia, not pedoland Ukraine and Biden. Yeah, great. Okay. And you're moving there when? Bot. I'm kidding. They probably already do. We should feel like slowly boiled frogs in America. Do you guys feel that way? Yeah. The WFU News. Hold on. This is a show. Wait, play the thing. Why is this? Oh, here you go.
This is WFU News with the truth even when it hurts. The Gateway Pundit has posted an article.
Okay, so the WFU News is carrying the Gateway Pundit's stories. That must be easy. It's easy work. So it's a barrel edition. I got it. Okay.
Posted an article by Dr. Lawrence Sellin, a leading conservative voice and retired Army Reserve colonel who has called for a second American Revolution.
Uh-huh. Oh, you mean like murdering your fellow Americans or are we just gonna refight with UK? You want a second American Revolution? So we're sorry England. We're worried. We think Harry's spending too much time in Canada is a flanking maneuver. So we're gonna declare war on England again.
American Revolution. Sadly, he rightly concludes that, like, quote, slowly boiled frogs, unquote, Americans are accepting the demise of the Republic at the hands of a corrupt, immoral ruling class of politicians and special interests. Apathy, slothfulness, and ignorance are leading us slowly toward tyranny.
Well, don't you get the government you deserve then, I suppose? I mean, run for office. Show them who's boss.
Tyranny. Sellin goes on to say, quote, although a minority are content...
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't realize you had to have a horse license in the city. It's not even my horse, honest to God. Yes, I have been drinking. How long? How much have I had? In the last week? All of it.
Minority are content living in a Stalinist dystopia. Most aware Americans seem to have lost their sense of outrage as they have quietly accepted the gradual dismantling of our constitutional republic.
Uh-huh. In exchange for more jobs than they can actually have.
Republic. The impoverishment of our middle class and the degradation of our history and culture by a corrupt and perverted political aristocracy who have now abandoned even the illusion of democracy to implement a global one.
This has to be a Chat GPT like character. They had to have like found this dude from an old like HR video from the mid 80s, and they've got enough footage of him where they can just recreate him, and it just automatically reads Gateway Pundit articles. Play, you fucker. I don't know why this is weird. Yeah, that's weird. Anyways, who cares? Boring. Yeah, uh-huh. Good luck with that. FBI searching Biden's beach home in Rehoboth for more classified documents. Agents scour property for files. After it was revealed, National Archives were told to keep quiet about the investigation. No, they weren't. Also, they were invited. And this is the other one. They are in the process of removing Biden. Let's see how this all plays out. It will play out with them not removing Biden. You fucking toddlers. We need the greatest economy back again. Compared to the Trump years, we have it. There's still room to grow. Like, we already looked at this shit anyway, so let's go back to our thing. Oh, Space Force. Where's Space Force when you need it? Shouldn't they be shooting this balloon down? Is that what everybody's saying? Cape Canaveral launch space launch pad at Cape Canaveral in Florida. It was used for Atlas launches. They use water jets because this keeps flame from spreading and prevent damage caused by sound shock wave. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's the Star Trek logo. Chinese satellites are far more powerful. Funny, I don't recall Trump taking aim with his Space Force. Right. Can I just do something real quick while you're on the, like... Hi, dummy. What if it's, whoops, I can type. What if it's full of pathogens? Like, I don't know, COVID-23. Is nobody, am I the only person asking that question? I think I am. I mean, believe me, I don't think it is full of pathogens. But if you were in the military and all you did all day fucking long was go, what if they do this? 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 If they do this, we'll do this. If we do this, they'll do this. You might consider that before just willy-nilly shooting it out of the sky. There you go. I don't know why the CCP felt the need to send a spy when they own half our government. This is so stupid. Yes, the Republicans. Yes, under half, I would like to say, for the record. I wish. That's hilarious. Remember that time Trump toured the Space Force patrol boat? Yeah, I don't either. That's funny. Please, one day, please. And by the way, if this does happen, they'll be building it on the moon. Just saying, you wouldn't build it on Earth because it would just weigh down on the frame. No one listens. All right. He's done so many things. Space Force. Oh, this is if you turn the Space Force logo upside down, it's the head of Baphomet. Jesus Christ, it's the space shuttle. Stupid. Also, Trump's Space Force hashtag plain sight. Graphic designers are passionate. Don't believe us. See the P.S. Garrison's emblem. Where's that guy who was going to launch himself into space? Remember the guy who made his own rocket to prove that there was no that the sky was fake? Remember that guy who died? I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but it was fucking ridiculous. It's a shame he's not around to take a poke at it. Yeah, he did. He died. Everyone is shocked that his rocket crashed. Yeah. It's a shame. If only he was here. No, like she knows what a pathogen is. I don't know. Remember, when you're talking to right-wingers online, you're really talking past them to the person you could possibly reach by pointing out their idiocy. So you have to, it's like a Second City thing. Always assume your audience is smarter than you are. It's a good strategy to have. And that the audience is really the people, past the person you're talking with. When you deal with a heckler in the audience, that's how you often speak too. As a stand-up, you speak as if the audience is completely in on the joke and is aware this person is stupid. And you use things, you speak in a way that elevates you above the person, the heckler or whoever it is in the audience, so that everybody else recognizes that the person is stupid and recognizes that they're smarter than them and recognizes you're just making a distinguish between them and just anything that anybody says in the audience. Yeah, the steampunk goat. That's true. It's not about going up. It's all about coming down. That's true. The only thing I ask of an airplane flight is that it has the same number of takeoffs and landings. Yeah, it would be so awesome if we attacked it with the Pink Floyd pig. How we need Space Force to protect us against the Cylons. Very possibly. Here he is. Here's the hero of... Yeah. Hate to be that guy, but if we cannot capture without inquiry a suspected child, why are we the only country with a Space Force? Because there's a difference between space and the sky. Mason? because space starts where the sky stops when you. Okay, that's the space. Space has no air. The atmosphere has air. That's why we have a, wait for it, an Air Force. The Air Force will handle it. It's adorable. All right, what else before we're running out of time? Public service announcement and NORAD. Okay, this is all about, like, why isn't NORAD launching a nuke at the balloon in the sky? Breaking Canada's defense ministry states it's tracking a second spy balloon. Currently, known as NORAD, is actively tracking a second high altitude. NORAD tracking a second Chinese spy balloon in Canadian airspace. First balloon spent 36 hours flying over BC and Alberta. It's reportedly intercepting radio comms from RCAF Air Base at Cold Lake, Alberta. So they know. Oh, so they basically went, everybody switch to channel 2. All right, now we're done. Okay. Saw this weird satellite over Montana. That's no moon. Can't believe Biden assigned the researchers at the Consumer Production Secretary to radar duty at NORAD when it went. What if Biden administration wasn't so worried about banning your gas stoves and they get seen this Chinese spy balloon coming? That's all right. I mean, at this point, I feel like when Jim Jordan tweets these things out, he just goes, "All right," like that's it. The statement from NORAD. On the high-altitude surveillance balloon. Ballon. Need something deflated. Ouch. High-altitude surveillance is the statement from them. There you go. Yeah, that's... Okay. Went directly over Malmstrom Air Force Base. Before being recorded at Billings, Montana. Before people watched it, because you can't, nobody at the NORAD base is looking at the sky with fucking binoculars and taking trackable pictures that they can post on their phone and putting them online. They missed it. If only NORAD had the same visual capacity as dudes in Billings going, the fuck? What the hell is that? What the hell is that? For over a week, still being allowed to collect intel. No, it is not. Why the fuck is this being allowed? Because it isn't. Yeah, there's a close-up of the balloon. Sorry. Canada tracking potential second incident of suspected Chinese spy balloon. Oh, God. Yeah, it was only a matter of time before people were posting Austin Powers memes from this as well. That Charles is going to be... I don't know why Charles is trending under politics. It's going to be King Charles, and I don't give a fuck about royals. Again, we fought a fucking war, so I don't have to give a shit about the royal family, any royal family. There are no ouch. There's the Winnie the Pooh reference. There you go. View from Montana sky. Oh, come on. Yeah, again. Lots going. Let's see the latest on Xi Jinping, because that might actually be news worth having. Yeah, that's okay. Blah blah blah. And they'll be like, okay, Presidente, blah, 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 CIA chief. Chinese Communist Party under the command of Xi Jinping faces a host of domestic and international challenges as it aims to bolster China's great power status. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Four-star Air Force general predicted a likely war with China within 2 years, also revealed in a memo that Chinese President Xi Jinping has convened a war council of senior military leaders on Taiwan. Right. That's the thing we looked at, by the way, that... was that the thing they played on Tucker that Dor was referencing, or that he did on his own video? And the idea was that our generals are fucking power mad, when he's really just going, nah, the intel is telling us that this fucker's going to try this shit in the next couple of years. And if we care about these people, we're going to need to help them out. Or the army to be ready to conduct an operation to establish control over Taiwan by 2027. Yeah, good luck in your senior year. Mourning the Russian dead from Stalingrad. The ones who are dying right now, you couldn't give a rat fuck about. Okay, so can we finish up the show? I got a few minutes left. Hold on one second. Can we? Hi, chat room. Give me 1 second. I'll bring you guys back in here. It's full of she farts. It's very toxic. Exactly. Can we? We're gonna go back through. I want to look at some of the AI stuff that I've been looking at over the last couple of days. Hey, to share some shit with you. This is. Hold on. Oh, thank you for the Venmo, guys. Who is that? Hold on, I have to look at it there. Leslie, thank you. Love your show so much. It's my therapy. I know a lot of my fellow sparklers feel this way as well. Thank you so much. That's really sweet. I'm glad I can help. Mind if I take the edge off some of the fear of the AI stuff that's going around? Because there's two big movements in AI right now, and don't get me wrong, there's some sketchy stuff to be worried about, and a lot of it is about like stock market manipulation and creating basically trading bots using Chat GPT. That's all over that's all over YouTube right now. It's the only thing. Half the incel crowd has completely migrated that direction. Let's see. So a couple of cool things. Let's go back to here. I'll just put this on here. This is that Futurepedia page where they have all this stuff. They got a couple of new ones. I don't know where the names come from. I think they're having the AI come up with their names because there's literally a make me a business. Yeah, here you go. Like name licks. If you you can't think of a name for your business, come in here. We'll just type in what kind of business you're in, and we'll give you 15, 20 potential things. It's free. Should we give it a shot? We go visit the website? Let's go. Okay. Enter keywords. Let's see. Comedy, touring show, political, slapstick. Let's see. What else? New, topical, something like that. All right, let's see if they can come up with a new name for the Sexy Liberal Comedy Tour. Select the name style. Brandable names, non-English words, alternate spelling, compound words, real words, short phrase, 2 words. Brandable. Hey, well, yeah. There you go. Randomness. High random ideas, more varied results. Fucking let's go for it. Brand info. Adding keywords to relate to your business. Description. Okay. A comedy tour for liberal audiences using topical humor at large venues. I don't know. There we go. Let's see what this says. Okay, here we go. Let's see what it does. Name licks, which sounds dirty. Patrick. All right. Acticate. Stronic. These all sound like pills that you take that have weed in them. SoCast. That's all right. That's close. Obvital. Openic. Cominic. Kangaji. New act. Humor. I like that one. Reshicle. Primart. Cringe. I was just going with that. Okay, that's good. Cringe. Provotic, which also sounds like a proctological medicine. Lineral. Fickle. That's for fecal. That's Fecus's tour. Dramate. Castic. Strative. Creel. Demore. Moders. Sative. Hot Focus. There we go. Welcome to the Hot Focus Comedy Fest. Deft Fest. All right, that's closer. There we go. Free share. Hold on. Retrick. And it's got red, white, and blue. Moruse. All right. There we go. Go back up. Create new names. Randomness. Let's go here. Medium. Name style. Let's go to brandable names. Let's go. Short phrase like Dollar Shave Club. Let's say that should be easier. Balanced, more creative. The most direct names. Okay, let's go. Mid-level. Brand info stays the same. Namelicks. Just fire it up, Namelicks. Stuck up for America. Giggle Gelato. Giggle Galator. What's new? All right, sure. Comedy Corner Tour. Big Bang Politics. Look out. Lefty's Laugh Show. All right, somebody's phoning it in. Stick Up Republic. The Showman. Rooftop Comedy. That already exists. Let the Laughter. Laugh Riot Politics. I like Laugh Riot, though. Party for America. Sure. Yucks and Yays. One Hit Stand. Ouch. Laugh at the Truth. Stick it to the blurs. Stick it to the blurs. I like that one, actually. That's Yo, it's the Joke Jammin' Tour. Come on now. Snob Talk. All right, piss off. All the way on the stage. Look out. Obviously, Steph would have to be involved. My one-man show. My one-van show, sorry. But it's a van show. I do the whole show in a van down by the river. This one right here. My one-man van show. Get a logo. It's a wonderful thing. That's right. Get rude. That's not bad. Chuckle Circus Show, Liberal Laughter Tour. Too much. Tickle the Ball. All right, that's it. I think that's it. We're going with Tickle the Ball, I think. And then what do we go over here? Tickle the Ball. That's a good logo. Ickle the Ball. I don't know. This is getting better all the time. Tickle the Boil. That looks like boil. That looks like a shrimp dumpling. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Tickle the Ball. Tickle the Ball. All right. That one's better. Look at this guy. Tickle plus the ball. It's like the worst pitch for a Pixar movie ever. It's about an old guy with a scratchy, please leave. Anyways, so that's obviously we have a lot to fear with it. Profile picture AI. This is it. I'm going to be making these. I'm going to take a bunch of pictures and make these, and so you'll see these all. This is going to be all over my Spoutable by day's end after I'm done fixing my fucking computer, the old computer, making it come back. Durable. There we go. And hold on one second. Ball sack. I think Tickle the Ball works. I'm telling you. Pole tickle. Yeah. Fecus in the brain. Foreskin balls. You guys are just as good. I might as well crowdsource it. We should have like a John Henry competition between you and the machine. I ask ChatGPT for response, and you guys have to beat it to its answer. This is going to be a show. Future Friday shows will include you versus AI moments. So the chat will trying to come up with stuff at the same time. I am actually, by the way, going to be using Munch. Check this out. And I use Notion, so when the AI thing kicks in, I'm curious to see how well it works. Notion is a note-taking thing. I'm trying to create all these category things. I used to use Evernote all the time, but it's like it's just too like scattered and cross-linking stuff. I mean, they're almost indistinguishable, but I'm trying to like build something where I can keep track of all my Hunter Biden laptop bullshit stories and all that, so I can have let's just bring them up every time we have to redress these things. Right. Tome. These are a lot of storytelling, a lot of copywriting things. Wolfram Alpha is, in theory, incredibly powerful. And there's I believe, a Chrome extension for it. I will wait until there's, Firefox extensions and the like. Browse AI. Oh, this is fascinating. So this guy, check this shit out. See this one? Browse AI. I'll open up the site. So you can make a bot go through a site all the time and extract a certain, like let's say you're looking for all the tweets from a person regarding this topic. You can make a bot that will scour Twitter and like comb through all of it and organize it into a file for you. There is almost no way for the sake of the shit that I'm doing, as far as dealing with these folks, there's no way I'm not going to more than likely use that at some point. Because, yeah, it's a scraper, exactly, Rod. But you can define your scraper more meticulously. Google, it's a ridiculous name. Right, exactly. Well, Google was an infinite number, and that's why they liked it, because it represented something that would never, run out. That's where Google came from. So it's not as weird, not as abstract or out of nowhere. We auto-fetch your Twitch content as soon as you signed up when you're... The what? Let's see. We auto-fetch your Twitch content as soon as you signed up. When you're done streaming, your AI will process your content using computer vision, detect your best gaming moments, and present them to you for editing using the platform to edit, download your files, post them to social media. Oh, God. It's just going to get so much easier to post short videos. I have no excuse. Buddha and the Eagle, I have no excuse anymore. I just have to set these fucking things up. Taskade is kind of like Notion and that kind of stuff, because there's tons of these image generators and they're all good and they're all going to get terribly good over time, and you're never going to be able to believe a fucking thing you see. The Deep Nostalgia one started out cute and is now kind of creepy, because you put in I don't know if you guys have seen this one. This is where you upload old pictures from your family, like your grandmother when she was in school or something like that, and it turns it into a living, moving picture. It's like this kind of stuff. I think it's fascinating, like the super old pictures, and it'll get better and better. But the sort of recent history ones are really disturbing. And also, if you were ever thinking of becoming a movie extra, you're fucked. There'll be featured extras, don't get me wrong. But background, you done, son. Oh my God, it's Stephen Miller. He's just a whimsical thought that Grandpapa used to have. I'm just thinking of the other family I left behind in Bonn. I'll visit them again one day, and my wife will never know because the telegraph hasn't even been invented yet. Right? I love it, but did you have to make her look so aloof and slightly irritated with me? How long do I have to stand here? Honestly. No, it's just that he smells like boots. I don't know how, like we're here, this... So, when did you start to hate your mother? At what point is this... Because if you ask someone like me, I'm going to assume that it all goes back to your butt. Everyone has a problem with their butt, and the butts cause them lots of problems over the course of their life. And so I believe that most of our problems as adults go back to difficulty dealing with your butt makes stinky, and, you never really get over it. Playing around with Midjourney, it's amazing. Yes. The Tickle Tucker tour, that's disgusting. It sounds like we're doing him a favor. Would love to see Einstein. Oh, yeah. Sigmund Freudian, right? Butts are a very big issue around these parts. Let me tell you this right now. Don't forget. So people are going to do that with regular pictures too, everywhere. Improve your communication skills with personalized and private feedback from your AI speech coach. You can. This is actually great, especially for like ESL learners, to be able to like interact with someone and they can tell if your speech is is correct enough. Like, this would be great in any language. Can you imagine? Oh, by the way, like Rosetta Stone and those fucking things are getting the biggest fucking makeover right now because there'll be instant translation stuff available. But at the same time, like it's already here, but it will be really smooth, really fast. So a lot of people will just forego learning the language at all and just use the stuff when they're traveling if they're never going to go back to another country. And interestingly enough, because it's so smooth, they'll pick up way more than they even realize just in being in conversation, because they'll see stuff come up, again, and they'll be in the moment, and it'll be like it's fed into their brain and they're thinking in English and speaking in the language. But it will also, this kind of stuff is going to make it amazing for non-native speakers of any language to be able to converse with effectively a language teacher, that a coach that can coach them especially in something like Chinese where tones are everything, getting your tones right. I'm excited. I thought that said fecal assessment tool, and I was like, what kind of adapter do I need? By the way, this is these are showing up at like I guess like plastic surgeons and estheticians. That there's two of these that are big online that I keep, because I've been looking at all these things. I'm looking at YouTube videos about this shit. There are a ton of those things on the like self-improvement web. Use this thing to see like what kind of work you might need to do in the future on your face, right? Gym Genie, that's put a bunch of trainers out of business or made trainers seem like geniuses who actually suck. It's free. It won't be free for long. It's but you go in there and tell them how much you weigh, what you're trying to do, what part of your body you're focusing on, what your level of athleticism is, and it gives you a workout. Yeah, this is already in Photoshop, but if you don't want to buy Photoshop, this is like a way of just taking elements out of stuff. And by the way, like the amount of manipulation, photo manipulation that's going to be happening, because you can remove context from a photo by removing elements from that photo with no work. It's one thing to like really do some hard Photoshop work and go, the guy just ran off a cliff. Why did he just run off a cliff? And then because you remove the person who was chasing him with a bat or a gun, that kind of thing. There's going to be so much of that I would warn you to be on guard. Let's see, whichever emoji. There's a lot of the writing stuff, a lot of like mid-level marketing bullshit. Like for if you have a small business, like it's now that kind of like writing ads and emails. You don't even have to hire anybody anymore. Until, by the way, everybody sound alike, and then you got to find somebody special, and then real talent gets to float again, which isn't bad. And then the biggest problem with ChatGPT and all the and Midjourney and all these is that you got to master the prompting. You don't speak Midjourney, and neither do I, and you and I don't speak ChatGPT. It will eventually, after it's trained on enough language and it gets enough feedback from enough people, because basically AI is beta testing itself on the public right now. But until then, we're going to have to craft our prompts. The interesting thing is that there's a sub-language being created as people try to work their way into using it that is artificially training ChatGPT to in a limited way to not use natural language. And these are natural language learning machines. So you want people to be able to say like normal sentences and go, no, that's not what I meant. And so it eventually understands what you mean. Instead, everybody's, to get what they want out of it, they're all manipulating the prompts. So that'll slow things down a bit, but the advancement would go a lot further if people just stuck to natural language while they're doing it and just sucked it up. This is just sad. Analogeny. Oh my God. I feel like I want to sign up like everyone at Fox just so they like Greg Gutfeld. Actually, maybe they're already signed up. Maybe this is it's really shit at doing it, and that's where Greg Gutfeld's getting all of his analogies. Couple more. There's a dream interpreter, which is just trained with all the dream interpreter books out there, and you just tell it and it'll just auto search through those things, which is pretty hilarious. vidIQ is now, which is the site that everybody uses to kind of track their competitors and boost their videos and all that kind of shit, is now, parts of it are driven by AI now. This model doesn't exist. It's really creepy. This is a woman it's an AI that pretends to be this woman and posts a new picture of her, this created avatar woman, on her, every 15 minutes on her Instagram. And she's already getting marriage proposals. Whew. This one seems interesting. The superhuman. It goes through your email inbox and helps you focus on the things that are important and follows your behavioral patterns and helps you categorize stuff. It's very expensive for what it does, and I think that's ridiculous. $30 a month. This is like the business level where you're handling it for multiple accounts or some shit, because yeesh. That's people who are desperately underwater in the email category. But the future is headed this way. If you'll recall, when I showed you guys this site a few weeks ago, I think for the first time, there were, maybe a couple of dozen of these things. Now it's just like, I'm trying to find the one, by the way, that really stuck out to me. AR pair programmer, yeah. Okay, so if you want to code together. Text to design, sir. Okay, blah, blah, blah. There's this one that's, yeah, here it is. This is it. This is the end. This is this is it. That's the end game, kids. Halfway down the fucking page, and there we are. Build AI. AI will help you build your AI. Yep. Build an app and publish it completely by yourself. You'll be able to update it as you see fit, including improving and refining your prompts to make your app the best it can be. No sign-up required, waitlist, contact for pricing, because depending on the level of code for what you're trying to design. If you're trying to design a Twitter, which you absolutely fucking could, they'll probably try to charge you. The irony is, and this is the just ask for more wishes genie moment, that you ask this build AI to design you an AI that can do what it does, that you can do offline. Right. You see where I'm headed with this? Would you rather see real naked women? Agreed. Sadly, fake naked women will be more popular in the future. No, actually, it'll actually up the value of quote unquote, of truly beautiful women in those terms in the future. Just like the barrage of fake boobs brought on an entire real boobs movement in porn. It's how it works out. This is that is analogy is gold. It totally is. I wonder if you went in there like analogy, it is to a Newsmax show, and just let it fill in. AI Trip Planner Auto Draw is an AI tool that allows you to draw faster by guessing what object or shape you intend to draw. There's already a smooth your circles, make your square more refined in in multiple programs that are available on the iPad, especially. That's not weird, but we'll see how far it goes. Copy Monkey is it creates Amazon listings in seconds. Yeah, give your software a sense of sight. With a few images, you can train a working computer vision model. Christ. What? Hold on. This is new. I haven't seen this one. With a few images, you can deploy a computer vision model in an afternoon. You what? Oh, build a coin counter. Hold on, I don't know why this is stuck. There it is. It was like taking its own fucking sweet time. This might be a very dense site. But build a coin over, yeah, look at this. Apply computer vision. Automated human rights watchdog for the Maasai. Retail store item detection. Sorting and counting pills. Fucking hell. Upload training data directly from the source. How to get the training data into RoboFlow. Annotate images super fast right within your browser. Annotation editor. Conduct, manage experiments all in one centralized place. The scientific advances that could be, like, imagine all the costs of studies for wildlife, people behavior, all kinds of shit that is now can be automated in an afternoon. You don't need 20 trainees sitting there counting how many times somebody puts a ball into a basket versus a cube. View our model library. God, look, this is wild. Top computer vision models. State-of-the-art image detection segmentation model by Ultralytics. Instant segmentation. Yeah, this is oriented bounding boxes. Instant segmentation. Like, these are all people who are, yeah. OpenAI Clip. Faster RCNN. One of the most accurate object detection algorithms that requires a lot of power at inference time. Good choice if you do processing asynchronously on a server. Yeah, look at it. This is just all same shit. They are just tracking everything. Holy hell. Like, you done, son. And by the way, this is like, there will be servers soon. Yeah, there's going to be servers all over the fucking place. Like, hi, Chad. I'll get to you in a second. I can't get up from my chair the way I did before. The business plan is starting from 150. There you go. Dolly 2, we've seen Dolly 1. Runway is amazing. This is one that I actually am trying out. AI-powered call management. That's been around for a while. Automated call forwarding and blah, blah, blah. Interior AI, that'll be in your phone as a built-in app in about a year. Teachable Machine is a web-based tool that makes creating machine learning models fast. This is the other thing. This is okay. So this is another make your own AI. It's meant to be used by educators, artists, students, innovators, makers of all kinds. Really, anyone who has an idea they want to explore. No prerequisite machine learning knowledge is required. Whew. And it's free. Creative reality. This is GPT-3, Stable Diffusion, and DIDs. So face animation, characters. So you type your text and this person will say it. So this is all like auto-generating videos around stuff. You're going to see a lot of like, hi, I'm here to help you. Do you have problems with your rental? That kind of shit. That's going to be everywhere. All the stuff that, if you saw Minority Report, anybody remember Minority Report? The Minority Report, when he's running around, he's got his own eyes and he's running. Everybody's like, welcome back to the store to him. And then when he's got different eyes, he's like, welcome back to the store, Mr. Nakamoto. And he's like, Mr. Nakamoto? It's because it was scanning his eyes for everything. Somebody said, don't give him any ideas. Who are we talking about? Yeah. Tax the bots. The Saudis are already doing that. That's another thing. Useful AI writing. There's a lot of that shit because it was super easy to make. Adobe Podcast now has this thing for enhancing speech, which basically, honest to God, is a speech replicator. So it doesn't clean the noise. It just recreates your voice and then translates it into this new artificial voice that it tries to make sound like you. And everybody's like, I don't know. When I play it back, my voice sounds deeper and a little off. It's because it's not your fucking voice. It's a synthesized version of your voice. They didn't take out the audio noise. They recreated, or they created an audio file from scratch. Microsoft Designer now has this in there too. All these are going to have, everything's going to have AI added to it. So everything's getting a lift. And yeah, fuck, man, everything. Personalized soundscapes that we promise don't have any hypnotic words in them. Stable horde, crowdsourced distributed cluster of stable diffusion workers. Okay, that's people who are better at talking to it than you, and you tell them what you want, and then they're C3PO. They'll talk to the computer and tell it what you meant to say. Same thing, Magic Eraser. This will take out the car in that image. Eli 5. Explain Like I'm 5 is a website that simplifies complex topics using AI. Look at that. Maybe I should use that sometime. I feel like that's my job. I'm going to lose my job to your job is dead. Canva now has text to image, which is, pretty, I mean, that makes sense because they sell images like that. Grammarly has been around for a while, and now they're using AI. Oh, Hello History. This is weird. Okay, so this is one of the closest things to just like, all right, calm the fuck down. You'll be able to have in-depth conversations with some influential and fascinating figures from history. Conversations are generated by AI, so don't take them too seriously. Each conversation is unique, and you never know where it will go. So you can talk to Darwin and Frida Kahlo and Cleopatra, and they take their writings and any responses they were known to have had, and they build a language model just on them. A GPT career coach for devs. There you go. So it'll talk to you about how to talk to it. Turn your content creators. Oh, Peach. Yeah. The only model sharing hub for the AI art generation, free to use, open source. So that's cool. Oh, you make models yourself, and then you share it, and then the AI will make variations for people to use. So they have to buy human art that the AI modifies for whatever their use is. Erase. These are all things that are now in Photoshop and other stuff. Like if you guys tried on the new iPhone, and the background removal from photos, it's fucking stunning. I wonder when Streamlabs and OBS will be having that available as a plugin. Yeah, sales, blah, blah, blah. There's all these things where we're replacing shit jobs. Bedtime story? Oops. Uh-oh. I was peekabooing too much. Look at that. They just added some, I think. Let's look at the new added today. Just those. This is news today. I'm sorry, beg your pardon. Google invests $300 million in AI firm formed by former OpenAI researchers. Yeah, that was bound to happen. Everybody's getting poached out of there right now. ChatGPT helps Redditor land a job. Should AI users be worried? Chat detectors how to bypass them. Oh, this is the other thing too, is that there are now AIs that can spot stuff written by AI. And so people are getting busted selling like term papers and shit like that. And the teachers are now running them through the AI detectors. And they're like, all right, nice try. OpenAI launched $20 a month. That was 2 days ago. AI has been generating an endless Seinfeld episode for more than a month now. What? Nothing forever. Oh, okay. So this is, hold on. Seinfeld's long-inspired fan work, long-running Seinfeld 2000 Twitter account to video and audio remixes for every type. The only limiting factor is the endless production of these ideas, and they're created by human beings who must eat, sleep, and use fallible meat brains in order to think up and execute these products. No longer, let's see. Seemingly infinite Seinfeld episode over at Twitch under the name Nothing Forever. This AI is on Twitch. As Vice's Chloe Xiang writes, Nothing Forever was December 14, 2022, and has been broadcasting since. Is blocky, low-poly versions of Jerry, Elaine, George, and Kramer hang out. Brightly colored, slightly reconfigured versions of Jerry's sitcom apartment. Talking clipped robotic sentences. Sometimes the scene changes to show an exterior. Holy shit. Here, let me just run this by you. I I'm going to pitch a series where the characters, a period piece that takes place in 2023, 2024, about I'm not going to tell you, but all the actors show up and get paid for the initial 10 episodes, which are all done on green screen and scanned at the same time. Then all the actors get, scanned in different wardrobe and makeup, and then a computer recreates those characters on an infinite loop of stories going forward forever. And the actors who are in it get a part of any ad rev that in perpetuity that comes through that will be also gathered using AI and disseminated to the penny digitally. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm writing that up. Yeah. Can you be an extra? Sure. Yeah, it's definitely going to happen. Do one for an episode of Queer as Folk. Seriously. Yeah. Like I want a meeting. I want a meeting with Netflix like tomorrow. Infinite episodes of a show, and people can request episodes about a certain topic that's moderated to keep it, PG-13, at most or something like that, and has limits on, like an AI that can track if there's a new racial epithet that comes up in 50 years that's the equivalent of another bad one, it will remove it from being able to be said in the show, so it stays with the same like content idea. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gotta happen. It's a shame that Everything Everywhere All at Once is taken as a title. It's like a sitcom based on that idea. Shit, I'm half an hour over. Nicholas, thank you so much. Oh, appreciate the Venmo. I went over by a half hour. That's what happens when you get down the AI rabbit hole. I got to go fix my computer. I got to run over to the computer store and get a couple of things, and then hopefully my system will be up and running normal, so that I don't have to have chop screen version or use my laptop going forward to salvage the show for a few days, which would be a pain in the ass. Anyways, Futurepedia is the website I'm going on if you want to go dive in and look at that. And I hereby, ipso facto, coitus interruptus, e pluribus unum, do copyright said ideas that I just said. Yeah, I'll do all 10 characters myself. That's a great idea. Yep, I'm going to play all the characters. I'll just modify myself digitally. I'll turn them into 3D models and change myself and my voice. Ta-da! That's my idea too. Yeah, the show will be called Always and Forever. And it's, yeah. There we go. Hold on. Just checking the chat before we go. Do you have to test it? Anyways, much love, you guys. I will see you later. Like the Pence Gospel Quartet. Exactly. Risk capital only, right. Posting. UK networks are posting on their own shows online, so now I'm gladly pay for a streaming service that specializes in British panel shows and game shows. All right. Well, that's BritBox. I have BritBox. The nice thing about being an actor and a comedian is I can write off all my entertainment on my taxes because I need to know what's going on. Super good. Anyways, yeah, Chud needs a ride upstairs too. Love you, and I will see you guys much later at our regular time if everything goes well. Even if I'm not done fixing that side, I will still be able to do my show on time. Just bear with me if I do a hot and short show later on today. So yes, much love, and I will see you guys. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. It's going to be okay. I promise. This is going to be super fun. We're about to enter like the cusp of Star Trekdom. We really are. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but that's where we're headed. Okay, bye.